first place, I need you to introduce yourself like I should introduce you.
Hi, this is Eicca Toppinen of Apocalyptica, here joining you for this little interview at Headbangers Latinoamerica.
Great, great. Well, the Epic Apocalypse tour is still starting, we could say. How is it going?
It's going great. It's going really good. After pandemic, it's been amazing, of course, to get back on the road and to play shows. And something shifted during the break in the band, and for some reason, after all these years, we are more excited and more motivated and more focused than ever before, and everything feels great, and a lot of new things boiling up, and good tours coming, like a South American tour, for example. So it's very much a lot of things to look forward to.
Yeah,
that's great.
Apocalyptica, it's a band that it's not always the same. You're always changing, in fact. How do you choose what are you gonna do in one tour? You're facing a new tour. How do you choose? Because you got different ambience, different environment, we could say, and you know that there's something that some people is waiting. They got some expectations about the band.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's every time, of course, sometimes we have concept tours, like we did the church tour in Finland, and like we did the Place Metallica anniversary tour, which was kind of concept concerts. But now when we are on kind of Cell Zero tour, probably it's because we have had so many different albums and different styles over the years. We also have very much different fans. And from different era of Apocalyptica, and therefore we want to create always a set that it's an exciting journey, that it's all the time kind of has elements to keep the attention of the audience. We want to serve the fans the way that there is always something from pretty much all times of the history of Apocalyptica, and combination of instrumentals, some vocal songs, like Frankie Perez is on tour with us, taking delivering with us the I Don't Care and that kind of big songs that people expect to hear, and so it's a combination of what we want to play the most, and then also what we know that people want to hear the most, and kind of balancing somewhere in between that. It's always challenging to make a set list for a tour because we have, I don't know, 130 songs or 150 songs out, and we need to limit it less than to 15 songs, and there's always a lot of good songs to be left out. But it's a very fortunate situation that there is a lot of good material to choose from. But we want to have always a big variety of things that that there is a good dramaturgic line on throughout the show.
I think it must be very difficult. Even talking about the albums, let's say, for example, Shadow Maker with a permanent singer, we could say, and then again, cello with no singers, and then taking Rise, kind of reborn Rise, Rise again, with Simone. I don't know, how do you keep the balance?
The thing is that has been always, that's actually the main reason we still exist, is that we always focus on what feels most exciting to do now, and not to stay on the comfort zone, kind of happily just to do what we know how to do it. Always searching for something unknown, challenging ourselves to figure out new ways to make music, new ways to approach music, to do something, to put ourselves in the place that we don't know exactly how to do it. And because that kind of creates the excitement. I think it's a general thing in life. If we keep on evolving, keep ourselves being excited about new things that we don't know, that we admit that we don't actually know much, comparing how much there is to know in the world, that keeps us alive. That's the part of evolution. It's an evolutionary law in a way that life is to evolve and develop, and the way to evolve and develop is to search something new and challenge yourself, to take yourself out of the comfort zone. And that's what we've done always with Apocalyptica, that we never make a master plan. Okay, we do this album, and after that we do that album, and after that album, because we don't know now what we actually want to do in 3 years. So we are all the time following and listening to, okay, what do we want to do? What feels exciting? What excites the most? And then we take that and start to work on that. So that's been the way. And that's why we have so many different albums and different styles.
Great. There must be some reason, some strange reason, why Finland, but all Nordic countries, you have an incredible amount of good musicians. Is it related to education, or is something genetics? What is that? Why?
I think it's a combination of many things. Of course, in Finland, for example, we have had a very developed music school system that there has been access pretty much everywhere. Not to everybody, but everybody who has a little talent and is excited to start to play instrument. There's been a possibility for that. So that's the educational part. Other thing is probably that the winters are long and dark. You get stuck so much on the inside. You need to figure out something to do, and music is a good thing to do. I don't know. So it's I think it's a combination of things. And then very important thing of becoming international is like we need to have those ones that are kind of making the way and showing us that, okay, something is possible. Like it's possible, for example, from Finland, which is such a small country, that it's possible to become international from Finland. And once there were the first bands, especially in metal scene, that happened. The metal scene has been mostly international music style in Finland, always, because we had Stratovarius, we had Amorphis, we had band called Valtteri, and they were playing abroad already early 90s. So that showed other metal musicians, okay, we can become international, and that already raises the bar much higher. The intention goes higher. But okay, that's what we want to do. And then you actually work harder and you work more on your skills, and you want to develop into the level that you want to. You know that it's possible to get to play on those great metal festivals in the world and so on. So it's a combination of that kind of things. So it's hard to say where it comes from. Maybe it's also something that the work mentality is very high in Nordic countries, in Scandinavia. That the kind of the mentality to do the work is it's there in the nation, because and the background for that is that the life in North has been always historically it's been like extremely hard, because the conditions are so hard. Just to stay alive there has been hard in the past. The season on agriculture is very short. It's just a couple of months in a year that you can grow some food. And it can get fucked up, if you don't really put attention at it, because the weather might ruin the whole season. So I think it's the working mentality is also one part of it. I guess so. I never seen the proper analysis. This was kind of like my quick analysis. I don't know for sure.
Okay. There are some people who thinks that there's just good and bad music. They say there's no such thing that one music better than another. I don't know if you heard that kind of thinking sometimes. Do you think there are? We could say sometimes we could say A music is better than B music.
Nah, I think it's what is good music. In a way, it's very subjective experience. It's about what you feel when you hear music, and if it resonates on you or not. That's the one thing what describes how we think what is good and what is bad. Of course, there are then other quality standards that you can easily hear, that when there is actually effort and emotion, if people have been able to implement an emotion into the music, or if the music is just notes. And that's the big difference. And that's what I would kind of qualify as a standard now, as what is good and bad music. Bad music is like something that it has not been able to capture emotion. And good music is something, it can be whatever style, it can be on whatever way done. But if the music has captured emotion, that transfers through the music to the listener.
Yeah.
That's all good music, in my opinion.
Yeah. And we're talking about you, you got a huge background, and it must be, we could think that it was easier for you go only to the technical side of the music, but you got a lot of emotion put in there.
Yeah, that's the goal always. That's the meaning of music. Music exists to transfer emotions and feelings, and we are sharing a world with the listener. You know, we want to give, like, Cell Zero album as an instrumental album is a great example of, we wanted to create this kind of platform for the listener where the listener can actually get the space to go somewhere deep inside themselves, you know, to experience something special of themselves. So that's one way of doing it. And of course that you need to have certain skills to get layers, you know, to get complicated structures and so on. But sometimes one person playing violin alone can be equally transformative to the listener. If there is the magic, you know, it's an X factor. It's the magic, you know. It's either it's there or it's not, and it's in different levels, and it's very hard to describe. I know, for example, in the classical world, it's very easily approached in a very technical perspective. But that's not about that. Then we don't talk about art. We talk about musicianship. We talk about mathematics. And mathematics is part of music, as we know. They are, you know, the laws of mathematics, the physics, they actually are in the structure of music, how the music is structured and so on. But for me, what matters is the emotion. It's the feel. That's what's important.
And then you got the live show, and you got, I guess, 1 minute to tell the people why should they go to, should they attend to the next show in Latin America, especially here in Argentina. Why should they?
They should come. People should come to see Apocalyptica, because Apocalyptica show live is an experience, and it's that kind of experience that no other show can give you in the same way. And now I'm not comparing what is better or what is worse. There's no valuation, but it's an experience that you will never forget. And I bet that people who come to Apocalyptica show and experience that, they go out from the venue feeling more rich emotionally. That's the reason.
Okay. Thank you very much, Eicca, for your time, and hope to see you soon in Buenos Aires.
Yes, see you soon. Thank you for your time. Take care, my friend. Yeah, thank you.